in their offense because it looked sharp last night in their preseason opener. Joe Burrow threw for 2 touchdowns, and one of those went to his guy, Jamar Chase. Now, back to the Burrow-Chase connection, though. Burrow was on the field for 2 series and a total of 15 plays, both of which led to touchdowns for the Bengals. Jamar Chase caught 4 passes for 77 yards and a touchdown. So now we open up the conversation. I'm going to sit back down, Kmart. Which quarterback is the hardest to game plan for in the NFL?
Can I tell you, this question was so hard to answer.
It's a little tricky.
So I had to phone some friends.
There's only one answer.
I had to phone some friends. Relax. Wait your turn. I had to phone some friends. I actually asked some defensive players, like, who is the hardest for you guys to game plan? And they said Lamar Jackson. Because one said Lamar Jackson athletically, he is head and shoulders above the other quarterbacks. Another one told me, and I wrote it down because he said, I love Josh Allen, because I brought up the point that Josh Allen, he's got the tremendous arm, but he plays like a running back. And he goes, I love Josh Allen, but Lamar does not play like a running back. You can put bodies around a running back. He plays like a slot receiver. It is hard to stop him when he has the football, when he's throwing it. So they think, the defensive players I talked to all unanimously said Lamar Jackson. I would have said Joe Burrow because he can do it all, but I will lean on the defensive guys.
Now, Swagoo, you said there's only one answer. Was that the correct answer? Oh.
Who you got?
Who you got?
Y'all know the correct answer. He down there in Kansas City.
Yeah.
All right? Because all these people that y'all about to bring up, he consistently beat their head in. All right? And all these defenses that have a plan to stop him, eventually it's like dripping water. You're going to get mad and you're going to try to swipe it away and he's going to take advantage of you. I have an issue with this question because it is hard. Like, you have to take context, right? Lamar Jackson in a game, ability is like, that's unbelievable. You playing against him. In my time, it was Michael Vick. You like, damn, we got to play Vick. But the scariest person was 12 in New England. Hard game plan, to me, equals the scariest person to play. 15 is the scariest quarterback in the NFL to play over a 4-quarter game. I don't care about athleticism, how fast you are, how many cuts you can make, if he feel like a slot receiver, if he feel like a running back. Because both of them, when the last game is being played, they are sitting their ass at home.
Okay.
And 15 is playing in the game.
Golly.
All right.
The facts are the facts. Hold on, S.A. Because I think I know where you might go.
You gonna disagree?
Before we get S.A.'s answer, let's get a little input from our delightful audience here. Scarier. Make some noise if you think it's Lamar Jackson. Okay. All right. Let's hear it if you think it's Patrick Mahomes. Does it sound about even, S.A.? Does it sound about even? Okay, what you got, S.A.?
I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. I'm going to say this to you. Swagoo, I would totally agree with you if this question was asked before the Super Bowl. But after that ass whipping that I saw the Philadelphia Eagles lay on the Kansas City Chiefs, it was very, very humbling. And here's what I mean. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. We're not disputing that. And the brother's a 3-time champion. He's been to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. His credentials speak for itself. And you are absolutely right. He's usually sending them home. But it's not like the offense is a juggernaut offense and, you know, the other cats don't have a chance. This situation with Lamar Jackson, he hasn't stepped up and elevated his level of play, which is why we don't say he's better than Patrick Mahomes. But in terms of his ability, he creates such fear in the opposition. You're always within striking distance with him. I believe if Lamar Jackson, let me put it to you this way. I believe if Lamar Jackson was going up against the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl last year, it would have been much closer. Because if nothing else, he'd have ran with that damn football. If nothing else. Now, we know that Patrick Mahomes can scramble, but he's not a runner with the football. We're talking about a guy in Lamar Jackson who's so electrifying, so mercurial with his legs that you have to defend against him differently. Again, that doesn't make him a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. We understand that. But when you talk about that fear factor, like, oh my God, do I drop back in coverage? Do I stay? I got a spot. I got to make sure I might have 6 cats in the secondary, but it's going to be 5 when it goes up against him because I got to keep somebody's eyes on him because of how electrifying he is with running the football. And now that he's improved his ability to pass the football, we got to take those things into consideration. That doesn't make him better. But I'm talking about when you talk about fear, because of his athletic ability and what he brings to that quarterback position.
You coming around.
I have to go with Lamar Jackson.
So what is scary, talking to defensive coordinators and defensive players over a season, when they talk about having to face Patrick Mahomes, they always say the most frustrating thing is that when he holds the ball, you know that you got to cover your man. You got to cover these wide receivers because if he evades pressure, he can find somebody. And they're like, the seconds you just want him to get rid of the ball. And there's nothing worse. The fear with Patrick Mahomes is the play is never, ever over. So the Chiefs, they end up practicing these 15, 18-play drives right now in training camp because they know they can methodically move the ball. And then maybe Patrick.
All right, Swagoo, we get it. We get it. You were leading the way on this one. Sort of, kind of.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Listen, the conversation often always comes down to the hardware. And
that's not true.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question.
We gotta go to bump, so hurry up.
All right.
No, go ahead, quick.
Who played in the game before the Super Bowl? Kansas City and who?
Josh.
I don't remember.
It was Buffalo.
The Buffalo.
And who won?
Kansas City.
By
The
3.
year previous, who played in the AFC Championship and who won?
Kansas City, Baltimore.
Okay.
Kansas City
That
won.
was
Are those
That was tough.
Is that what
I didn't say he was. I didn't say he was better.
Hey, we cannot. I'm not talking about better. I'm talking about fear. Okay, I understand what y'all saying.
They
about
want to get, what was that, 17-10? What was the final score of that game?
But that is the first time we saw them look.
Do you not fear the guy?
I didn't say you don't fear him. I'm talking about a comparison to Lamar Jackson. Why are you sitting up there like you huffing and puffing like it's a problem? I mean, it's a legitimate argument.
Right, and you're wrong.
No, I don't think I'm wrong.
You are absolutely wrong. There is no way possible you could say Lamar Jackson.
That Lamar Jackson could possibly be. Listen, that Lamar Jackson could be more. Listen, Kimberly covers the NFL. She just finished saying she talked to NFL players and they talk about Lamar Jackson. What they saying? They can't possibly feel that way. They don't want playing. They telling her that. So you making it? She making it up?
Hold on.
What
What is your statement to make? What is your gripe?
How many Super Bowls have we watched Kansas City Chiefs?
Okay, so we're going to hardware, which is fair.
No, not hardware.
No, we're not. Okay.
You have to beat the guy that they talking about to get there.
We've also lamented opposing defenses. We've lamented coaches. It wasn't just
you want to bring all that up.
I'm just saying it doesn't just come down to that. Excuse me. When Baltimore lost in the playoffs last year, does Mark Andrews, if he catches that pass,
Hey, audience, I got a question for y'all. When Lamar Jackson plays Patrick Mahomes, who do y'all think gonna win? When he plays Josh Allen, who do y'all think gonna win? Okay. All right.
Jalen, time out. When be quiet, hold on. When he plays Jalen Hurts, who gonna win? But